These are some crazy times. Got your vice, I got mine. Some people choose to smoke and drink. I choose to spit these rhymes. Just trying to make it through. Batman's got just won't do. Just need a hero to cut through all the noise. Now we have two. To the ladies and all the gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, my friends. Steve and Dan wildin' out. Best podcast all around. Let's make some noise for the heroes of noise. Everybody, let's scream and shout.
Hello and welcome to Patreon 54, your heroes of noise. What's going on? My name is Dan and this is Steve.
How you guys feeling?
Steve's on the phone today. He's dedicated, calling from work. He's getting paid to podcast. He's getting double paid today because this is Patreon and he's on the job. What's going on, dude?
Doing well, man. How are you doing, Mr. New Full-Timer?
I'm doing fantastic, but I'm just moving too fast. I had to haul ass home to get this done.
You're not that far from home, though. You're not even far.
Yeah, I know, but it's raining, though, bro.
Oh.
We have a, what do they call that? That's over. We have some kind of a weird, something over California. I forget what they call it. But it's like a, you know, it's a weather river of some sort.
Is it really?
You don't know what I'm talking about?
I didn't know that.
They called it something like that. It's probably like something that's nothing like that. But I could have sworn it was like weather river or something. But there's something that's over California right now. That's why it's raining nonstop for the next 4 days.
Which I don't mind.
So I didn't want to drive fast is my point, bro.
I don't mind the rain because I know I'm going, oh, dude, it's coming, bro. That freaking heat, it's on its way and it's looking at me out the side of its eye, bro. Oh, you know what's funny? Today I was listening to, have you ever heard of Dead Eyes, a podcast called Dead Eyes?
Mm-mm.
So what it is this guy, he auditioned for Band of Brothers. Remember Band of Brothers?
That was Tom Hanks' thing, right?
Bingo. And he got the part. And then, oddly enough, when he was getting ready to go ahead and start filming, he gets a message from Tom Hanks that he got fired because Tom Hanks said that he had dead eyes. And they sent it back home. And so it's him coming to terms with, dude, I can't believe this happened. This is horrible.
A cathartic podcast.
Bingo. And it's a bunch of his friends. Each time there's a new visit, like there'll be a new interview with like the person who got the job. And then there's another interview with other people that are on Band of Brothers. And they're like, this story doesn't smell right. You're like, we can't imagine Tom Hanks having said you have dead eyes. And so it's him trying to figure out what really happened. And it culminates with an interview with the man himself.
Is there a picture of him?
There is a picture.
I mean, obviously there is, but what's his name?
Let me see what his name is, because it actually culminates.
I want to see see if he's got dead. What if he does, Steve?
Well, it culminates in an interview. Somehow he gets a email from Tom Hanks. He's like, let's meet up and talk about this. It is like 3 seasons of him.
Maybe I didn't explain that very well, said Tom.
It was, and I felt so bad because, I mean, you feel bad for him, but you also realize there has to be Eyes podcast. And, you know, I forgot her name, but like Kate Bush or something. Not Kate Bush. There's another one that's like that. Writes a new song for him every episode because she thinks it's the funniest thing ever. His name's Connor Ratliff. Connor Ratliff.
Okay, let me check him out real quick.
He doesn't have dead eyes at all.
You're right. He doesn't have dead eyes. Fuck Tom.
And it's funny because, not to ruin it for you, because you're probably not going to listen. So Tom is just like, I could have said that, but it never is supposed to get back to you. We say things in like when we're watching things, and we're like, oh yeah, he has to go. He has dead. But they're supposed to call you and be like, hey, so we're going to go a different direction. He's like, I can't believe they told you that. I might have said it, but just having them telling you that is pretty crazy.
Dead Eyes. That's the perfect name for a podcast, though. I love it.
It's fantastic, dude. And I listened to the full first season, skipped the second, went directly to the Tom Hanks interview.
Is Tom Hanks on podcast, Steve?
Oh, dude, he's the nicest person. And he talked about Fresno.
Sorry, I'm drinking. It's Patreon. What are we? Not drinking. It's water. What are you talking about?
He was like, he said that he went to Sacramento.
Hold on a second. Wait a second. I'm going to be shocked a little bit more. Okay. Let me get some water in my mouth. And then I want you to say that he talked about Fresno. Okay. Hold on.
Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
He talked about Fresno.
Are you, what?
Did you really? Where did you spit that?
Just all over right now.
Are you serious?
I mean, it wasn't a lot, but yeah, why not? Sometimes you have to go for it, man.
You are better than the whole Green Mile, some would say.
Well, actually, yeah, I did go to Green Mile because I stepped up into the garage real quick before we started recording.
Oh, did you? Well, that's your 3D printing studio.
Listen, I want to talk to you for a second.
Hit me.
All right. A couple things before we get started here is I'm wondering how life is going with you because I know you've been a super busy man. So what's a day like in Steve Hudsonville these days?
Wake up, and if I go to Muay Thai, I wake up at 7:30. Well, let's say the night before I go to sleep at about 2. I wake up at about 7:30, get dressed, go to Muay Thai from 9 till 10, come home, get dressed before 10:35. Actually, technically 10:33 is when I have to leave to get to class on time. Jam to class. I have 2 classes. Okay. Stats is 5 days a week. And
5 days. Bio, so you're going 5 days a week and twice a day.
No, 5 days a week, but no, bio is only twice a week. Bio is only twice a week. Okay. But one of the bio classes goes from 10 in the morning. They have a break, and then we go from like 4 to 6, 3 to 7.
Okay. Hey, got it. It's just FYI. I'm sure you're going to sound fantastic when it comes out, but you're kind of like, so if I'm like asking you shit that you've already said, I apologize.
Oh, no problem. Freaking Riverside.
So you go to work at what time?
I have to go to work. Be at work at 3 o'clock.
You got to be there at 3. You get off at what time?
11:30.
Okay.
Then I study from 11:30 to 2:30 in the morning.
Oh. Okay, and now you can't just go to sleep.
No, you got to. But no, now I totally can.
You're used to it now.
Oh, now because I'm just so tired. After once my brain has tried to digest as much as I can, I'm out.
What are the classes again?
Biochem and stats. And stats is a lot. The thing is, Maj told me it's a cakewalk. So I assumed it's a cakewalk. But his version of cakewalk is different.
Because he's smarter than you, huh?
Yes, he's really good at math. Like, really, really good. He could do most of the problems I'm having. He looks at it and he's like, I know the answer.
That's what pretty much limited me in school. Like, I'm not going to ever go back to school because it's that whole math thing, bro. I can't do it.
Dude, it's really, when I tell people the degree, even my professor was like, wee, brace yourself, dude.
Worried about you, Steve. A little bit. Seriously, I kind of am, man. Because, where do you find the time for Belle?
Well, the thing is, she works all week, too. And on normally on the weekends, we get together. And I spend the whole day. And normally on the weekends, when I have to learn all the songs for Sunday, too.
God damn, bro. You're busy as shit right now.
Dude.
Okay. Everyone, am I echoing? Oh, that's your phone. Okay, I heard myself like I was like this. Everyone. Anyway, guys, file that information, okay? Just hold on to what we just talked about right now. We're going to move along, but we're going to come back to that in just a little bit because I want to talk to Steve. Even though I've talked about this 9 times this week, Steve, we haven't really talked about Creed yet.
Whoosh. I really need to up my game.
Oh, I know where you're going, bro. You know what I did?
Huh.
You know how in Rocky movies, he'll hang a picture of say Clubber Lang on his mirror and stare at it for inspiration, right?
Yes.
So I go into the theater and they had the Creed snack pack or something like that. The Creed meal deal. I don't know what the hell it was called, but it was basically a cup and they're both plastic, a cup and a tub of popcorn with Creed 3 on it. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at.
Sold out at my theater, by the way. The funny thing is, Belle was like, hey, how much are those big popcorns? And she looked at me, she's like, oh, for Cameron. I was like, really?
I got a tub if she wants it.
She would love that.
I'll give her the tub. But she can't have the cup, though, because that's my cup. I use this when I'm hydrating for DDPY and or weightlifting.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing, G.
You know what I mean? I just look over at these guys and I'll be like, I'll never be like that, but I got to try. So it gives me the strength to carry on.
You can totally get the physique of Michael B. Jordan.
I don't think so, dude. I think that's genetics.
You could.
Come on, man. That's genetics, dude. I'm looking at him.
No, because dude, Jonathan Majors, his physique is not normal. He's so shredded, whereas Michael B. Jordan, he's softer. He's big, but he's softer, whereas Jonathan Majors was like ripped to the gills.
Do we know if he was skinny prior to this? He couldn't have been, right?
No, he was, because he just did a I think during this time, have you heard of Magazine Dreams? It's a bodybuilding movie that he did.
You know what? I did hear someone talking about that recently. I think it was Kova that was talking about
that. So he was he's in the groove now, and they're like, is it going to be an up and down thing? He's like, no, I'm going to stay in this shape.
I imagine Marvel's going to get their hands on him and just keep him nice and maintained as well.
I mean, dude, he is a big, that's why there's certain things that happen in certain movies where I'm like, that wouldn't happen in reality. That is a large fella.
Okay. All right. What did you think of the movie?
I really liked it. I thought it was a good movie. There were, especially for a first-time director, there were certain things I wish would have happened, but it didn't. I think this is a case of you having one of the most charismatic people in Hollywood and it not being his movie. That's tough because people want to see Jonathan Majors as soon as he leaves the screen. They just be like, hey, I want to follow that guy for the rest of the movie. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to follow him. That's what I wanted. And, I was telling Maj, I was like, I wish this was a movie of Michael B. Jordan training Jonathan Majors to be a champ. That's what I would have loved.
I don't think that there's a situation where he doesn't come back. And if I don't have any articles present or anything like that, but I know that they've been talking about working together again. They seem like a really good combo. And I think that's the way it's going to go. I think that's a natural progression. And then they just released all that stuff. Michael B. Jordan just released a bunch of news this week. Did you hear that? That he wants to, this could get scary because now he wants to do, in the Creed universe, he wants to do an anime. He wants to do, I think he wants to do a live action series. Now, I don't know. I think it's a live action Creed series. I'm getting scared. And then there's a possibility of the Amara story because, we know Amara likes to throw down. She likes to throw them chingazos in the ring.
Bro, trust me, that's next. Yeah.
Of course it's going to be next. It's going to happen. And I think that's it. Outside of a Creed 4 and 5.
I mean, the thing is, if he's smart, if his managers are telling him wise things, I would be telling him, you make all the money you can right now because Hollywood is fickle. Get it done. Do everything you can. Look at The Rock. Someone told him that, and it just so happened that his career lasted longer than I thought. And he's just doing it, as if tomorrow's his last day all the time. So, yeah, let him do it.
I'm of the opinion, though, that we don't really need any more CUs. You know what I mean?
No.
At least for that. It just feels dirty to me, dude. I don't know. It doesn't feel right. I haven't really had enough time to sit and think about it. And of course I'll wait and see what happens, but I don't know. Didn't go so well for Star Wars. That's not true. That's a huge lie. I was just kidding.
I think he's going to do the Prince thing where Prince released so much music that the only thing that stuck in your head was the good stuff. Because every album had to have one good song, but he released so much. And I think I have a feeling Michael B might be doing that. Look at Samuel L. Jackson. He even does credit card commercials. And a lot of his movies are straight to video.
Did you see, I'm sure it was in the beginning of the movie, right? Michael B. Jordan's commercial where he's like, I could get used to this. He's walking around. I'm not entirely sure what the commercial, was it a credit card maybe? He walks into a club and for some reason they just allow him to step up on the stage and kind of yeah, as he's watching the guys. You didn't see this commercial?
I did not see this commercial.
He's business cash, if you will. But he's barefoot,
Of course, that's how you do it.
This. Yeah, Michael B's having a good day in this. You should see it though.
I will say I really liked it, but I think so much of it had to do with Jonathan Majors.
That's the thing. They're so good together that he made Michael B shine a little bit more. But I really like Adonis's character though. You know what I'm saying? So I would have been there either way.
Did you like Adonis? Because I think he's good. I just think that now that he's done the Sylvester Stallone thing where it's hey, I've been in front of the camera while I was in the back of the camera. Now that you've done that, next time I think just be in the back of the camera.
And Tessa, sir? What about Tessa?
Tessa's Tessa. That's your girl right there.
I can't even, Steve.
Who is that your favorite?
I mean, it's not about favorites. It's just there's just certain, figures in the opposite sex that just make me happy. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I'm fucking tired, by the way, bro. You know what? Can I talk about me for just a quick second?
Go for it.
This job is fucking my mind up a little bit because I worked at night. And so I was used to kind of like, I thought I was busy, but I wasn't busy, right? I could chill. As you know, there'd be times where we could just sit and just talk for quite a while, right? Those days are gone, dude. I'm getting to work and it is just like, all right, it's like someone hands you a fucking baton and you just go and it does not stop all day long. And you got to like be on and you got to like be talking to people. And I'm used to be very used to doing that. It's like overstimulating my mind, dude. So when I get home, I'm just all, whoo. I was sitting here right now while you were talking and my head started fucking spinning a little bit like, boy, you're tired. It's kind of getting to me a little bit, man.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, you're getting used to it. You're going to start loving it in a minute. Like once you get into I love being busy because the day goes by fast. It's not chilling.
Yeah.
You're going to love it.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I do love it, but I'm just realizing like when I get home, all of a sudden the world stops and you're just like, whoo. And that's usually like, because I went from going to bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning to like 10, 11:30. Oh, kind of nice.
Oh, you go.
So I'm almost at bedtime.
You go right to bed.
I'm almost at bedtime. Yeah, because I got to get up and work out and stuff. I see that, and then I feel bad because you're over here with like, how many hours of sleep are you getting? Like 3.5, 4?
4.5, 5.
Gee, you're still getting 4.5, 5 hours of sleep. That's amazing, bro.
Dude, I really think I started. Like it's amazing what your body knowing if this was forever, I'd be so sleepy every day. But knowing it's halfway, this semester is halfway done, and then the summer hits, that makes it like not a problem. Like, look, people have done prison time. You know what I'm saying? I'll be able to do it.
Yeah. I mean, like, how bad is it really? I get it. I know. Are you taking the summer off?
No. I'm gonna take a nothing course. I was like, what course can I take that adds to like the easiest thing that adds to the degree that I could possibly take and get out of the way? So I'm just gonna
that would be
it's a medical terminology.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You know what? You'll be like, I'll hear that word all the time. That's what that word means?
And mind you, it's online.
Oh yeah, you're good, Jay. You're fine.
Dude, it's gonna be a cakewalk. And then next semester, I'm not doing anything like this semester. Nothing of the sort, dude.
When's graduation?
Don't know.
Are you going to be that guy? Because I know people like that. You're just going to keep taking classes?
No, I'm going to graduate eventually, but I probably won't stop.
And this is for what now? Do you mind me asking?
Biochem.
Okay, but what's it for though?
Just to have a biochem degree.
That's what I'm saying.
And,
so
Belle and I,
that's what I'm getting at.
No, Belle and I are planning on, eventually we're going to leave the city. And I was like, well, I love the degree, but what can I do with it? And when you look it up, he's like, you could pretty much get any job at most labs with a biochem. You'll be fine.
I wasn't saying like asking you like, what are you going to do with that? I was genuinely curious.
Oh, no. But that's why I'm doing that. I wouldn't have done it if I didn't want to leave California. If I didn't want to leave California, I got to take steps. There's no way that I could just dip out of the country, but it is going to be, out of Fresno.
You're going out of state or out of town or out of state?
Out of either. Well, it depends on what the housing market is. We know we leave in Fresno, but if we go, we can't go somewhere. It's like these houses are 900. No.
Okay. I'm going to guess that if you stay in California, you're going to hit the Central Coast.
I mean, that's being that I know it so well.
Yeah.
It makes
going back to San Luis Obispo.
She already has nixed a lot of places in San Luis Obispo because it's just too white for her.
You know what? Sarah said the same thing, dude.
Yeah, she
got accepted to Cal Poly. We went and we walked around San Luis Obispo, and that was like, she's just like, and Sarah looks like a white girl. You know what I mean? Like she was like, this town's way too white. But when Gail lived there back in the day, that shit was popping, dude. That was fun. We had a great time.
Yeah, well, it's the whitest college in America at this point.
It was pretty diverse when back in like the 90s, though. At least it seemed that way.
Yeah, folks was like, man, I'm out.
They just dipped, huh?
They were like, this is for the bells.
So let's see. Morro Bay? Probably not Morro Bay.
No, dude. No.
It'll be Fresno, basically. Every weekend, it'll just be Fresno.
And that's not a thing. For me, I think in a dream, I live in Solvang.
I was going to say Solvang.
But Belle is like, no, because all it is tourists. That's all it'll ever be. And she's like, I can't do that. I'm like, that's a fair point. Like, well, let's meet in the middle. So, but she's willing to do the coast, but she wants to be on the coast. And I'm like, look, I will be anywhere where the summers aren't like here. I can't do these summers. And it's like renting out the place. If I just rent out my house, or someone gave me a good idea, they're like, if you don't want to rent it out, or if you don't want to rent it out monthly, they're like, if you do 3 Airbnbs a month, that's rent. Like if you do 3 Airbnbs, $300 per night, that's rent. Just do it like that, and just have someone check in on the house. Other than that,
you can put cameras in and watch them sleep. I mean, put them good mirrors in, you know.
Brother, get arrested.
You don't like to live on the wild side, dude,
bro. Hey, okay, not to get in your. Would you? Because I know people that do personally. Would you ever keep like a library of videos?
Like sex videos?
Uh-huh.
Who says I don't have that now?
I don't trust. The funny thing is people do it. I'm like, you're not worried that someone's just going to get a hold of them? They're like, I mean, whatever. I'm like, what do you mean, whatever, dude?
They're just going to see the kid in action, bro.
I'm good, man. The thing is, it doesn't have to be someone wants to see it. It's just someone leaking it. All they do is like, hey, I'm just going out, taking all the, passwords I can and just leaking everything. You're like, oh my God, what are we doing?
At the end of the day, Steve, I only save the good ones. So, you know, I'm okay with them being around.
Things that make you look like you have a 6-pack.
Yeah. That's coming, by the way, too, man. It's coming along, G. I'm telling you.
I believe you're going to be up here like Jonathan Majors, G.
Yo kind of put me in my place, though. She's like, listen, like, slow it down a little bit. Because she's right, bro. Like, everything I do, when it's something new, I just dive the fuck into it. You know what I mean? And usually, when it comes to, like, something like this, I'll end up hurting myself. So, I got to be kind of careful. I started lifting weights again and everything. And I'm just like, she's just like, slow it down.
Also, you'll burn out and you'll lose attention. Like, say you go super duper hard on something. You will eventually, you'll burn out and it won't be as important to you as it was before. And you'll start just not doing it because you just burned out. Whereas if you do it good, legit, this is how many times I'm going to the gym. I'm not just everything on my brain about it.
Oh, yeah. I didn't mean to give that impression. I still want to be able to have a life and shit. You know what I mean? I don't want to just be that guy. Like, I don't want to go 100% muscle all the time. That's all I want to do. I can't do that. I have to have a life. And I'm not going to do that. I've never been that way. You know what I mean? I just want to feel good.
Yeah.
I want to be better. You know what?
I mean,
go ahead.
You're already, like you said, you're losing weight and everything.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm on my way, bro. I'm on my way. I know that you're probably running out of time here, Steve. So shall we address the state of the pod? I don't really know exactly where to start with this.
Go. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
All right. I mean, let's see. Where do we go with this? I'm going to turn it over to you in a moment, but I just kind of wanted to.
Yes.
So I guess what I'm saying is the reason that I brought up Steve's agenda and what he's doing is I didn't really get into mine either, but it sounds not quite as important. Mostly it's just that I'm very busy too now. I'm working a new schedule, you guys. I'm working 12 to 8:30. And I'm not complaining. I'm actually happy about that. But that means that my free time now is essentially in mornings, some evenings, but mostly on the weekends. And as you've just heard, Steve is pretty much spent the whole time. I'm kind of babbling because I don't really know how to get at this here. But I guess what I'll say is that as of, I think it was Monday, Steve and I had a talk. And the initial decision was, why do I feel like it's kids sit down, mommy and daddy got to talk to you? That's how I fucking feel right now, dude.
You are really, yeah.
I'm having some issues with it. I know it anyway. I know this is harder on me than it is on you. No, for whatever it is. But so as of Monday, Steve announced that probably would not be able to do Heroes of Noise anymore. Is that an accurate statement, Steve? I'm talking Florida.
Yes. Yeah.
So as of Monday, the that was the plan. And I was pretty much talking like this too, because I still am not, I'm taken aback is what I'm saying. We've been doing this show and recording together. We've been doing the show for coming up on 6 years in May, which,
jeez.
And then we started recording in 2016 with the Word. So we've been recording for quite a while. And during that time, we've gone through different stages of our lives. You know what I mean? Mine's kind of been somewhat steady, but we've just had different phases, just like everyone does. You know, you grow.
Yes.
And now it's at a point where the time is really starting to like disappear. You know what I mean? Like the free time
For real.
is really disappearing. And as you can hear from what Steve said, his time is all. What I'm trying to say, folks, is I feel bad asking Steve to do a show when he really doesn't have the time to do it. Like I know, and this is the part where I don't really feel like speaking for you, Steve, but what I feel like, and this is all in good, you know, coming from my heart, of course, is like I feel like this has to take a low priority in your life right now. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to. Like, what are you going to do? You have all this time. You have essentially you have a family. I'm saying essentially, you have a family that you got to be with. I have a family I have to be with. So, like I was saying, Monday, you'll have to hold on for part 2, but we made the decision to end Heroes of Noise, and you guys are going to be the first to know about this. And it's really hard for me. It is, because this is kind of like my baby, and I'm having a hard time. If I had my way, I would really, really try to continue to make it happen regularly like we used to. But the fact of the matter is that we just don't have the time to do this anymore. And all good things, as they say. But there is a part 2, I think, and this is where I want to get Steve involved in the conversation, because a couple nights ago last night, it all blends together at this point. We did talk because we were initially going to figure out how to tell the kids that mommy and daddy are getting divorced. And that was initially the conversation. And at the time, I talked to Steve and I said, listen, I would like to continue with this, but I do understand where you're coming from. Paraphrasing all of this, of course. But I offered, possibly doing this once a month. And we talked about it. It possibly could work, but I did have Steve, and I'm sorry, Steve, I'm not trying to spring anything on you, but I did say, hey, get back to me. Are you there yet? Do you want to make that call?
I think it's going to be over the course of, because number one, let me just let everybody know, Dan has been super dope with this whole thing, like mad silly dope. And I couldn't ask for a better co-host to be like, hey, I totally get it. Now, my thing is, like, the show is not that the show couldn't be a priority. Our friendship is, but that's separate from the show, because I'm like, we could always talk. But the show is like, okay, doing a show is it's different from us just talking. We talk different, oddly enough, when we're talking on the phone than we do when we're on the pod. It does resemble, but it's way less like, I'm not thinking about, okay, we got to talk about this thing. We got to talk about, no, it's just
it's not an agenda.
No, we just talk and bull crap for however long we bull crap. But no, I think it's good to, I think a lot of it is going to, some of it is going to depend on like, can I do this? And a lot of it's going to depend on, do the listeners want a once a month show? And that's an honest, like if the listeners like, it's better just go, you guys concentrate on life. Because we have the listeners that would say that, but like, dude, don't even, just concentrate on life. Like, do the listeners want once a month? And it's just like, that's a great question. I'm going to tell you, I probably wouldn't be keeping my fillers out for a show that dropped once a month.
So that's where you're at. And I'm very curious as well, you guys. I'm curious about this, because if you're serious about it, I don't even know how to put this. I guess, Steve, I know what you just said, but in regards to that, like if we do put that out there and they come a call-in, are we going to do a show once a month, or is this something? And again, your answer, whatever you say, is just fine right now.
No, it's not like for me, it's not especially in May. Yeah. Like that's when this stops. Uh-huh. Like I will never do, mind you, I'm able to do it, but I know that my life, I don't want this to be what my life looks like. And that's just for me. Yeah. And so I don't want this load ever again. It's a great thing that I'm reminding myself, like, oh, that's why I hated doing it like this before. Cool. And so after May, like if they want it once a month is not going to be a problem. Yeah. It's really not going to be a problem, because I'm not going to do again, I've learned a lot about myself. This is not how I function. It's just not. Like when I have Daniel texting me being like, are you good? I'm like, why? He's like, normally I hear from you like, when something happens on Battle Rap or something, he's like, I just you have dropped off the planet. And I had to explain to him, oh, this is what my life is looking like.
And I mean, if I'm being honest, I pretty much felt the same. You know what I mean? Because I know you're busy. I know you are.
Yeah. They're like, are you okay? And he didn't know anything about it. He just thought, oh, he's just not contacting me anymore. Yeah. And I was like, no. This is it. But it's a great, again, like I said, it's a fantastic, lesson that I never want to be. I'm too old to do this. These kids can do it, man.
Yeah.
20 years old is a superpower. When they can just do that and get up and do all this and no problem and no sleep. And I'm just like, yeah, no, it's just not my thing. But, after May, it's not even a problem. And May is, for me, for everyone else, it's a normal month. For me, it's a rainbow I'm seeing. May is approaching.
I don't want to lay the pressure too heavily on you right now because
no, not at all.
That's just how life is. And I get it.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, you guys, is that I know how, right now, especially as busy as he is, I feel guilty because I don't want to say Belle's not. I don't mean that Melissa's not cool that way. But what I'm saying is I come home, she's home, we're here together. I go into the bedroom like right now. I just got home and I'm recording and I'll get off and then everything will just carry back on. But I feel bad taking away this time from Steve granted, this is a little bit different because of where you're at right now and everything. But what I'm saying is having Steve go through his entire week of what's going on right now and still be a family man and have some fucking free time to himself because you got to have that time just to unwind, being able to record his music and write his music, all of that. You got to have your personal space. You know what I mean? And if all my personal things that I'm going through right now, this fitness thing and all that was taken away from me when I would rather be doing that for the sake of myself versus having to continue with something that it's, I don't want to say it's a burden for you, Steve, but I understand that it's a lot. I just can't do that to him. So, I hope, this is my hope, that we can continue to do a show once a month. If Steve ever got a wild hair up his ass and said, hey, I'd like to do more, it's without question that I would do it. But the fact of the matter is that if he says, listen, he says tomorrow, you know what, I can't do this. Excuse me. If I can't do this, then the fact of the matter is that Heroes of Noise ceases to exist because this show just would not be the same with me and someone else. It wouldn't feel right to you guys, and it certainly wouldn't feel right to me. So if I do continue to record, it's going to be a completely different format, but I got to say, this has me fucked up a little bit. I'm not going to be, lying to you guys about that. Like if I talked about it too much right now, I guarantee I'd start crying just because that's who I am now. And this show means a lot to me, but that's where we are. So this is what I need from you guys. If you guys want us to continue doing a show, let us know. I know I've put it out there before, like, hey, give me a fucking iTunes review or something like that. But that stuff it was really just kind of superficial. This is a real deal. If you want Heroes of Noise to continue in some format, is once a month worth it to you? Is that something that you guys care about? What do you want for us? You know what I mean?
Yes.
What do you want for you and what do you want for us? Let us know. Do it by and honestly, I would appreciate voicemails. I really would. I don't often listen. No, hold on. Emails are just fine, but I don't often ask for a lot from you guys. I really don't. And if you guys can get us some voicemails, I would like to hear that. I would like to play it because if we're going to go away for a while, it'd still be nice to have. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry I'm so badly about this, but for the fact of the matter is I'm really fucking upset about it, and it's just something I've been kind of dealing with all week and it's coming to the surface. So I don't want to talk about it too much more, but, yeah, anyway, sorry to tell you guys this, but it's just life fucking has gotten to a point now where Steve and I are not the young cats we used to be when we started this thing. You know what I mean?
Holy cow. We were like looking at it now. At the time, I didn't feel young. Looking at it now, I'm like, Jesus, dude, I wasn't 40 yet.
I don't know. I feel younger than I did 2 years ago and last year.
I mean, dude, you look younger than you did.
No, I mean, I'm not even going for that. I'm just saying, like, my head's completely different these days. But it's also because of this whole thing. Like, I'm busy too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, dude.
And it's. But here's the fucking crazy part about me, and this is not like anything against Steve. That if Steve said, "Hey, I'll do it," and I'll just show up and we will do it. Let's do 5 days a week. I'd probably fucking try to do it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's how much I love this show. And I swear to God, when I say this, that's how much I love you guys. I'm going to start fucking crying if I keep saying this shit. So I'm going to stop. But I think you get the point. I'm upset.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very eager to hear. I absolutely do. Mind you, you already know how much fun I have on this show. And I'm very interested if people are just like, absolutely. Well, then there's no question. Now, if people just don't say
that's going to be
anything,
fucked up. You motherfuckers aren't going to get your second show this month, but then again,
that is so.
You're going to be like, big surprise.
So I will laugh my freaking head. I would think it's just so funny.
Yeah.
If we get another, but there's no way.
No,
because I know one person that's already. I'm not going to even say.
Y'all are the best, and I know you'll come through in this. Yeah. In this,
and even the Facebook page.
And honestly, that's the thing is that the community's not really in on this yet, so feel free to run with that shit.
Yes.
Make a fucking video. I don't care. I would love to see something happen. Like if anything was ever going to happen, you guys, like this, where we're asking you to do something, this is it. Because if nothing happens, we stop. It's just, that's the way it is. I'm not asking for you guys to blow us and tell us how awesome we are, but this is going to be the ultimate, I guess the ultimate test, right, Steve? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's going to be a great it's going to be a great barometer of who's engaged and who even,
gives a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
There we go.
That's it. Who do you give a fuck about this show? Now's the time to tell us, because we kind of need to know. And I know that some of you do. I know that some of you do. And thank you so much for that.
Some people are going to probably hit you up personally.
Maybe.
You got to take that into consideration.
True.
Too. They're probably going to hit you up.
And I'll just go, you know what? Fucking send it to the email. That's what.
No,
I'm joking.
Talk to them. No.
I'm kidding. Yeah. I'm trying to keep myself, because I know Steve's not this way, and that's awesome that he's not. But something fucking happened to me in the last 2 years. I just get upset and I fucking cry now, man. And this is really
that's okay.
And this
dude.
is
we
fucking with me so much, you guys. You don't understand.
We just talked about how much we cried on that movie.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Woo! Now I'm really gonna start crying. No, I'm just kidding. But
yeah, it's one of those things where, like I said, I would be way more disturbed. I told you on the phone. Yeah. I was like, but we talk more. Like, I'd be way less likely to even bring this to a possibility. If I'm like, we don't ever talk. I'm like, well, we talk more. And so it's like, I have his friendship. The other stuff is great. But then I understand, when I actually look at my phone, do you know how many listeners, I actually have their phone number. I can call them.
Yeah, and
I'm like, I can actually engage with them personally. And that's a wonderful
that's
thing.
The part that's kind of fucking me up too. Holy fuck, I'm so sorry. That's the part that's fucking me up too, is because we have such a nice community.
We have a dope.
And I'll miss y'all. So okay, that's it.
How will you miss them? We're going to keep it open. Okay.
Well, no, it's what do we do? That's the other thing. If it stops, what do we keep the page running?
Yes. Do you see how many of those pages that don't have a podcast associated with them that have a massive following?
Yeah. Fuck.
They just
crying. God damn it.
Crap.
Sorry, guys. All right, I'm good. I'm back. I'm good.
Yeah, dude. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. The crumbling for me, it won't crumble. It just won't stop. But again, that's if I'd be surprised, bro, if either it would be more likely to me that someone calls and says, don't do it. That's more likely than no one saying anything.
Oh, I'm not even tripping on that. Dude, I'm not. I mean, as far as
I know, but I'm saying I'm
my emotion comes from the show. It's not about are they going to write us?
Oh, I know. I'm saying I want to know what they're thinking. Yeah, I want to know what the listeners are what's going through their brains. Yeah. So that's my thing.
All right.
Yeah, man. All
Listen, I love this fucking dude. Seriously, I can't talk anymore. I'm sorry, but Steve, can you say bye?
People. My boy over there that I love so dearly wants you all to know that he's looking forward to you guys as one. I hope I'm not roboting, but looking forward to you guys' response. And let me tell you something. Heroes of Noise, regardless if you guys, call in saying, hey, end it, or say, hey, hello, we want you guys to do whatever. We are always going to be the Heroes of Noise. No one can take the spot. No one can take the chain. This chain stays on my chest. None of y'all can take it. We are heroes of noise to the day we die.
Literally, I made him a medallion. It's really nice.
And the chain is on our necks. And so, I'm looking forward to what you guys want to hear. I'm looking forward to knowing what side of the fence y'all are on. But again, if you want to say personally, text me, text Dan, get on the Facebook page. You don't have to leave a voicemail. Some people are really funny about leaving a voicemail. So I totally get that.
Yeah, no pressure, but it would be nice.
Yeah. I know. Either way, however you get in contact
like that? Did you hear that crazy laugh? I just I'm fucking crying laughing. God damn it.
Other than that, I am back to working for the man.
Yeah. I gotta let you go.
I love y'all. Peace.
All right, you guys. I'm better now. This is Dan. That's Steve. We are the hero. We're still the heroes of noise. Yes. You've been called to duty. So let's see what happens. We still owe you another show. We'll be back. We have. Oh, that's the other thing I'm gonna tell you real quick, Steve, before you go. Tell you guys is that because of the situation of what's going on right now, obviously we're not going to have time for Patreon either. So another reason why I'm a little fucked up. So the next episode will be our last episode on Patreon, and just wanted to let you know that. So anyway, I will talk to y'all later. All right. This is Dan. Peace out.